Do you guys actually see me now? Finally. Yeah, so for fucking 10 minutes I've been talking to myself. Thank you, Twitch, very cool. So I don't know what the initial problem was, but OBS stopped uploading, and then I couldn't talk to you over the chat bot either, I had to use my phone. So it's like my upload was dead, but I was still on the server, so it wasn't my upload. I'd say Twitch is shitting itself. It's almost certainly an issue on Twitch's end. Yeah, it would have been Twitch. Cheers for gifting that sub, by the way, Freckles. Appreciate it.
Ray 5-1, merged. 177, 1400, Tiger 2. Ray 5-1, merged. 280.
So anyway, since I've been basically talking to myself for fucking 10 minutes, the server will be restarting after this sortie. So I've got about 1 flight's worth of hind before it restarts. Not sure if we're going to keep flying the hind after it or do something else. I do want to get some MSFS in this stream. I'm planning on doing a Boeing 247 flight somewhere as long as I'm not completely brain dead. Yeah, I did read what you said, 3 Shy. I saw it.
Overboard. Copy. 12 kilometers.
DCS is running like shit, and I'm not sure if it's because of the because OBS is not playing with it nicely again, or if it's just because I'm in the hind. On a very busy server. Well, not busy, but like a lot of ground units and shit.
I could not find run scope.
The server's actually kind of quiet at the moment.
Overlord, Brave 5-1, bogey dope. Break 5-1, Overlord. I could not find you on scope. Overlord, Brave 5-1, bogey dope. Break 5-1.
Oh, there goes SRS. That's bad news. So we're having the exact same issue. I wonder if OBS has changed my settings again. No, it's still on NVEnc, so who knows? Who fucking knows? Technical problems out fucking arse today. See if there's anything still up there. On my end, it's been working for a quarter of an hour, Cotty. It's Twitch. Twitch is fucked. Again. Oh, do not freeze now, DCS. I think I just lost connection. I don't really use it for air to ground, it's pretty useless for it. No, it wasn't a server restart, my fucking connection died, somehow. I always lose connection to Enigma's server like this. Usually the first couple sorties is just shit. I don't know why, but there's like another hour left in the mission. Maybe, if this keeps up, I'm not even going to bother with DCS, I'll just go straight to MSFS. It's fucking giving me the shits already. Yeah, the 21, the only time I take air to ground is if there's basically no blue fighters and I'm bored. It's not very well adapted for air to ground, it doesn't carry a big bomb load. If there's enemy aircraft on, it's better off being air to air. It's, you know, people say, oh, take both so you can go multi-role. No, don't listen to that, because if you get bounced when you've got air to ground stores on, you're going to have to jettison them anyway, and you're going to be draggy as fuck. So, no, don't bother air to ground MiG-21 in this server unless there's literally no blues on. That's just pointless. I don't even remember which fucking FARP I was at. I wish it was fucking funny, then it would be a comedy. Anyway, as I was saying back when I was talking to myself for fucking 15 minutes, I barely remember how to start this thing up, so don't judge me too hard if I get something completely wrong. I don't remember if that needs to be on. I think it's probably supposed to. Those don't need to come on yet. I really do need to fly the Hind more. Yeah, it is. It's the old Soviet scheme. You should know me, I don't fly with the modern Russian ones. This is your IFF, by the way. SRO, that's your IFF. No, we want that down. We get that cranking. Seal that up. Put that on that frequency. Why did that not start? Pumps are on. Excuse me, Rita? It's on though. Rotor brake. I always forget the rotor brake. Yeah, my sleep cycle's completely rat fucked at the moment, so I've pretty much just decided to embrace it at the moment. It's going to be a problem when I go back to work, but oh well. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh no, I didn't want to put my brake off. I just wanted to change the rate of fire and burst length on the gun. EU prime time so I can compete with a bunch of better streamers than me. Hell yes. I don't really need the dust filter.
Overlord Brave 5-1, bogey died.
Out there I think should be right for trim. We'll figure out once we take off.
I could not find you.
Fucking Overlord is breaking up again.
Overlord Brave.
Or SRS really, it's not Overlord. It's SRS.
Brave 5-1. Overlord. Bra.
I keep having this problem.
700.
Like,
drag northwest. Under 2.
it's like SRS is basically unusable on this server 50% of the time. I can't understand what's being said because it just breaks up so badly. Okay, should have both engines running. Why did I hit that again? Anyway, that's on. Oh, those are batteries, so I could have gone left, right battery. Those are my fucking... Why am I like this?
Brave 5-1. Overlord. Copy. Warning 10 kilometers. Overlord 1-1. Bogey dope.
Really need to get back into flying this thing more often.
1-1. Overlord. I could not find you on scope.
Why is my
1-1.
disc not working? Maybe because the gyros aren't spun up? Possibly?
12, 300, hot, fast.
Oh, they're not.
Tiger 2.
Reset.
1-1. Overlord. Raw. 227.
What?
12, 300, hot, fast. Tiger 2.
What have I done wrong now?
1-1. Merged. 193. 200. Tiger 2.
I've done something to the power system. What have I done to the power system? My lighting should be on. Interesting. Oh no, that's right, they do go up. They don't go to the middle position, they go up. I'm stupid. Disregard me. Okay. This is on, not that we're going to set it up for anything, because I know roughly where the front line is. That's all set up. Sight's working. I'm going to dim that reticle a bit so I can see past it with the other one. My tiny brain.
121. Tiger 2.
May as well hit that one now as well. Fuck it. I am very out of practice.
Overlord, 111, Bogey Dog, Tiger 2. 211, Overlord, Rod, 290, 900, Blank East, Tiger 2.
Overlord Circus 1-4, set tripwire 5.
Circus 1-4, Overlord, copy, merge calls holding.
Which server? Enigmas. Alpins usually doesn't populate until early morning my time. It's still like 9 PM here. So I'll probably play on here for a little while, then go to MSFS. Then if I still got any energy left to stream, I'll go to Alpins. Also guys, just a heads up, there might be not really a pause in streams, but they might become a lot less frequent for a couple of weeks. I'm going to be adjusting to a new job, which is like 20 to 25-ish hours a week, which is, you know, not full-time still. It leaves me time to stream, but it's more hours than I've done for a couple of years now, so it's going to take me time to adapt. On top of that, because your boy doesn't know how to say no to people, I've taken on the job of proofreading / copy editing a 60-page report, and also... And also, I fell into an ADHD time hole and lost about 3 weeks off the approaching deadline for that magazine article, which I need to start actually researching and writing for. So I'm going to be extremely busy for the next couple weeks, and thus probably have a lot less time to stream. If I do stream, they'll probably be a bit shorter than the usual ones, or the current usual, I guess. I did Saber because I saw a photo of that 1Z cockpit just the other day. We should be crossing the front line pretty soon. That is really concerning. Overlord Circus 1-4, bogey dope. Something's locking me.
Circus 1-4, Overlord, Raw, 343, 10, 100, flank southeast, Tiger 2.
Please don't see me.
Rain 5-1.
He will see me, because the LOD on this thing is still fucked.
200, hot, Saber.
We retook Kataisi, and apparently we retook Sanaki earlier, but we've got pushed back again.
12, 100, flank southeast, Tiger 2.
Oh, if I had my fucking R60s, or that might be a 21 actually, it's hard to tell from this distance.
Rain 5-1, Red, Rock, 036, 10, 200, beam southeast, Tiger 2.
I'd love to have the R60s in here, just because we get...
Merged, 330,
dogpiled by blue fighters, especially if there's a blue GCI on, but I know we'll never get them because the fucking blues will cry. We'll never hear the fucking end of it.
100, Saber.
Brilliant.
Moon 11, threat, raw, 228, 100, southeast, Saber.
Overlord Circus 1-4, bogey dope.
Circus 1-4, Overlord, raw, 0386, 100, flag west, 2.
Hopefully there's a friendly fighter here to keep them occupied.
Overlord, Snake 1-1, radio check. Snake 1-1, Overlord, 5x5.
We are actually over the front line, which I kind of don't want to be. So I'm going to turn around. I want to ideally stay on the red side of the front line and yeet Sturms across to the blue side. That way I might get some cover from any Igla dudes that are chilling down there, any Strellas. And also it means I'm less likely to overfly a Vulcan without realizing it. Also, since the city's right there, it might give us some semblance of cover. I'm not going to hover behind the buildings like a little bitch. Don't fucking hover in a hind, you will die. Don't hover in general, you will die, as a Car 52 demonstrated amply just the other week.
Ray 5-1, merged, 308, 200, Tiger 2.
So where is the actual front line? It's basically on the edge of Semtreda. So if I stay in this cluster of buildings, I should be just on our side of it. Next issue becomes spotting things without climbing up to altitude and getting shot up. Yeah, unless you're a Gazelle. The Gazelle kinda needs to hover, and it can also get away with it because it's so fucking small. As long as they remember to turn their lights off. You would be amazed how many Gazelles on this server leave all their nav lights on and their anti-collision beacon. It makes them so easy to see. They're impossible to see if they hover low unless their lights are on. Now, where was that target that I found before? There were a few tanks still up there. It was just kind of in that area. It was in a bit of a clearing. I assume at some point Petrovich is going to be able to just spot things himself, like call out, oh, there's a vehicle over there or whatever. And I hope that happens sooner rather than later, because it will make him a lot more useful. And it's not like it would be particularly, as long as it's done correctly, it wouldn't be particularly overpowered, because that's the kind of shit a human front seater does for you anyway. They call out targets they see. Pretty close to the area I was operating in before.
Circus 1-4, merged, 230, 3,300, Tomcat.
Oh, fuck my life. Is that in-game scenery? Oh, nope, I'm fucked. What was that? Was that an F5? Or a Tomcat? It was probably the Tomcat. It was the fucking Tomcat. Do they have a GCI? No, they don't, but they do have 2 Tomcats. I don't know why I bother. I don't know why I fucking bother. I'm gonna try once more. No, he would have fucking visually seen me, because the LOD on this thing is literally a fucking shipping container. I'm gonna try once more, and if this doesn't work out, I'm just gonna call it. I'm getting fucking tired of this shit. Every time I come on this server this time of night, it's just fucking Tomcats as far as the eye can see, no GCI for red, and I cannot get shit done. It's not fun. You know, as if they didn't have all the best fucking technology already, they now get Tomcats with 9Ls. So all they have to do is see a shipping container floating above the ground, point the nose at it, pull the trigger, and I'm dead. But, you know, if we got our 60s, you know, if we got a short-range missile that even our ATGM outranges to defend ourselves with, from their GCI directing fighters on us, that would be overpowered. That would be overpowered somehow. Fuck. That's my batteries. Yeah, then those two. And then these, and then we'll reset the, like, we'll cycle them once I get the rest of the electrics up and running. I'm starting to remember now. I did, yeah, okay, I did arm the helicopter. That always helps.
Отказал генератор.
Yeah, they do, and they always have. Like, that has been a recurring theme. Every time I've dealt with Cold War servers, that has been a recurring theme. The moment blue players get anything taken away from them, even if it's a fucking 1990s or 2000s weapon they shouldn't have, they piss and moan until they get it back. Anytime red gets something we should have, it's not allowed. It's just so frustrating. Like, I am so sick of this shit. Every fucking server I play on, this happens. Because blue players cannot countenance the fucking thought that their precious fucking whatever fucking blue plane might actually be able to, you know, get into a fair fight, or not a fair fight, but something close to an even fight with its actual contemporary. Like, it just gives me the shits, dude. It gives me the fucking shits. And then, you know, servers end up with no red players and they wonder why. Because if you keep catering to fucking blue players who constantly moan that they need better and better shit, it's no fun for us anymore and we just go somewhere else. Well, it runs, get some like-minded folks together and run a Cold War server that doesn't pull that nonsense. First of all, it would split the community too much. It's already... I wouldn't say it's split too much because, again, counter to popular belief, Alpin's server shares less players with this server than most people seem to think. But, yeah, like, the thing is, there used to be really good Cold War servers that were up for years and literally nobody ever played them. Like, you would see them populated maybe once every 6 months. So a new server's not a solution unless the players are already there, and the players aren't already there. I might be able to get 5 or 10 red players together who are sick of this shit too. The blues aren't going to come. If they don't get their fucking Gucci shit, they're not going to play on the server. That has been my experience in DCS, pretty much, is if they don't get all their fucking Gucci shit, they just won't play the server, or they'll complain until it's added. Because, to the average blue player, Red 4 aircraft are not actually opponents, they're reactive live targets to shoot at. And the idea of actually losing a fight to a red aircraft because they got outflown, or God forbid, said red aircraft is actually more technologically advanced than theirs, it just turns into a fucking shitfest. Obviously, I'm enormously red biased, I know, I get it, but I play both teams. I have played blue enough to know that the shit they have is A, better than what we have, and B, more than enough. Like, if you cannot score 2 kills with 2 AIM 9 P5s, you probably shouldn't be playing Cold War planes. As simple as that. You know, it sounds harsh, and maybe it is, but... like... it's just so easy. It is so much easier to do anything with their aircraft. So, when they start complaining about how it's unfair because we have the MiG-29, or it's unfair if the Hind gets R-60s, it's like, no, it's unfair because you never learned to fly your aircraft properly and you just expect to win by default. Well, yeah, say, because it's fucking not fun to be on the receiving end of this shit every fucking time. Why don't you try it? You know, why don't you play Red all the time and see how it fucking goes for you? You know, it's just not fun. I play this game for fun, not to get pissed off. And it becomes less and less fun the more this happens. I don't expect to win, I don't expect to win easily, but for fuck's sake, I expect to at least have a fucking chance. That's the generator switch for the, that I just put on the last one there. That's the generator switch for the fucking APU. So there's not much point having it on if I turn the APU off in flight, but it's there if I need to. Like if I lose a generator or something, I can boot the APU back up maybe. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm losing my patience with it. I've tried to help blue players who I know are struggling with different things. I show them how to use their shit. I tell them, this is how you defeat whatever red thing that they think is overpowered. So, if they still can't fucking cope, that's on them. You know, maybe I should have done the smart thing and told them the complete wrong thing, given them misinformation, so they had no idea how to defeat our shit. That'd make my life certainly a lot easier. But no, I'm the kind of person who wants to help people get better at the fucking game, so I stupidly tell them how to make my life hard. Well, the thing is, like, PvE in DCS is such a dumpster fire that there's not really an alternative to me. I just don't enjoy PvE in this game, unfortunately. I would like there to be enjoyable PvE in this game. I'd probably stop playing PvP if the AI got good enough, but I don't see that happening. Like, ever, honestly. I mean, they're improving the flight dynamics of the AI and improving their ability to stay in formation as wingmen and shit, but I want actual targets that react like people. You know, I want targets that cover each other, or AI that cover each other. I want ground targets that actually disperse when fired at. Oh, hello, that's probably the Tomcat about to get fucked. Probably shouldn't overfly that. No, it was an F-86. PT-125, I don't even remember which inverter that is, I just do things from muscle memory. I mean, if you look at what I've got on... Oh. Is that the... I don't know. If you look at what I've got on there, that's all you need for combat. The door gunner is going to be amazing against helicopters. Maybe not so much aircraft, but against Hueys and Gazelles, the door gunner is going to fuck. And to be honest, like, I know that Russia has installed cords in some of their Hinds. I don't know if they do it operationally, but I've seen it done at defense expos and shit. I was expecting a PKT. Like, I was expecting a fucking flex mount PKT in one of the portholes. I did not expect a cord. So, yeah, that's going to be some serious anti-Gazelle firepower. Although it'll only be on one side of the helicopter. During startup? I don't remember, dude, honestly. Is it the guarded cover one? If so, then yes, I flip that on. I don't know if you need it on, but I flip it on, because that's... I remember seeing the procedure done by somebody else, and I just copied what I saw, pretty much. My actual systems knowledge in the Hind isn't that in-depth. I basically monkey see, monkey do with this thing. Ooh, fuck, hello, MiG-21. Yeah, Plob, I think a lot of servers are going to, which is stupid in itself, because the ATGM has a longer reach. Like, an R60 at a 250, 300 kilometer launch speed at low altitude is not even going to have 2 kilometers of range. You might get 1.5 kilometers of range out of it if you're lucky. So against an F5 that's keeping their speed up, like a sane person or a silly person, or a Vigan or something like that, it won't reach out to them. It's mostly going to be a self-defense weapon for if somebody either flies head-on at you like an idiot or overshoots you, and instead of going up, comes down across your nose. Because, you know, you can't really point your nose very easily in the hind without backsliding into a fucking tree or something, so I think the main use of the R60 is going to be just self-defense against stupid F5s. It's not going to be that strong. Like, if you want to stop people using the hind as a mobile anti-air fucking turret, the ATGMs are actually a bigger advantage for that. And even then, you know, it only works if the target's giving you a really easy fucking shot, so I don't know, dude. Like, I don't see all the fucking hype about the hind, you know, being overpowered or whatever. The Gazelle Mistral has an instant lock time, as in you can just hold the trigger, wave the nose across someone, and that missile will leave the aircraft as soon as it gets tone. You don't even hear the tone, it's already fired. The missiles don't fucking decelerate, they get up to like Mach 2.5 instantly, which, I mean, to be fair, a Manpads should be quite a fast missile, but they don't seem to bleed energy or speed at all, which is a common problem with the Gazelle's weapons. It's like they haven't modeled air resistance. And it's on a tiny, hard-to-see platform that has an RC helicopter flight model. The hind is huge, it's impossible to miss, especially because the LOD is bugged. You can literally see this thing from across the map. You know, it's not that agile or nimble. It is fast, but in a straight line. And the R60s are not, like, they're okay missiles, but they're not fucking AIM-9s. I really don't understand why people think it's going to be so fucking overpowered. Don't you have to manually guide the air-to-air ATGM? Petrovic does, and Petrovic is very good at aiming. If you have a human in the front seat, yeah, they would have to guide it. It's not manual, it's, well, kind of. It's semi-automatic command to line of sight. So you just hold the crosshair over the target and the missile will fly to it. Even when people started using that air-to-air, people were, like, a lot of players were fucking whining, oh, it's impossible, no human could make that shot, and then, like, lo and behold, Kebab makes that shot. I've seen Gato do it as well, and a couple of other people. Like, if you actually have the correct Cheburashka control setup instead of a mouse, it's not difficult to hit something like an A-10 in a turn. Like, if you actually had the same control setup the front seater has in the real helicopter, it would be pretty easy to make a shot like that. It's much harder with a fucking mouse because it jitters around so much. Yeah, like, I don't know, dude. I don't see the fucking hype about it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. No, not. That should be hostile. Fly slightly off axis, just so we're not presenting an easy target for the tank's gunner. Did he miss? What the fuck, Petrovic? I don't even know where that went. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, maybe the fucking vehicle evaded it or something, but I didn't see an explosion. Duds aren't simulated. As far as I'm aware, duds aren't simulated at all in DCS for anything. The closest thing DCS has to dud simulation is the Super 530D on the Mirage. There's like a small chance that it just won't track, and that was done by Razbam using the old variable that used to be the countermeasure dice roll. They repurposed that since the, since the R530 actually, or sorry, the Super 530 actually works properly like an actual semi-active radar homing missile, not like the fucking magical bullshit we have in DCS. I really can't get over how Razbam are the devs that manage to A, get multi-threading, because the radar stuff runs on a second core, B, actual proper radar simulation, fucking countermeasure simulation, ECM simulation, like all this shit. I'll get some distance and come back in. Oh, there's a fucking pilot over there. I'm hesitant to pick him up, because landing this thing is kind of sketch, but I'll have a look. Yeah, fuck it. Hey, Sally. Let's roll land it. I don't trust myself with that. I'll probably fucking hit a pothole knowing my luck. I usually VRS even when I'm not under stress. For a while I got pretty good at avoiding it because I was flying helicopters a lot, but it's been a while since I've really spent much time in them now, so I'm probably gonna sink back into old habits. Biggest problem with the Hind is you cannot fucking see what you're doing when you land. That was not an intentional turn. I had loss of tail rotor effectiveness there, which I've had a couple times now. I'm probably forgetting a very important switch somewhere, I think. Like the fucking tail rotor synchronization unit or something. I gotta find those units again. Hopefully that jet that flew past is friendly. I didn't get a good look at it though. Okay, there's that other group of targets. So yeah, there's our group there. Come on, Petro. Oh, I wonder if that missile hit a tree and I just wasn't looking in the right place to see it. Give him free fire, so he'll know best when he's in range, and he can do the yeet when he's ready. There we go. We're gonna not turn off axis as much now, just because I want to keep the helicopter pretty stable for him. There we go. That's more like it, Petro. Why couldn't you do that the first time? It was a fucking waste of a missile though on a 113. SPUU, yeah, that's the one. SPPU is the gun pod, the flex mount gun pod. It? Is it that one? No, that's height. That's not. I want height hold. What was it? There was a fucking button somewhere on that panel down there. I think it was there? I don't remember. No, it doesn't, Carps. Car 50 does. The Hind's too old. They didn't exist when this thing was designed. We're back in for another run. I think we're going to lose another sector. Blue are pushing back really hard at the moment. We were behind on points when I came in, so we'll be even more behind now probably with the shit they've got up. They're probably waiting until they got some more to show for it. I think it's a no news is good news situation. There we go. A little too much pitch on the blades. I'm climbing. I don't really want to be climbing here. We're not going to risk going for a second. We're just going to go around. Every time I've tried to go for a second or third target in a single pass, it's got my shit wrecked, so we're just going to not risk it. Did I not? Oh, it's probably burning, because I saw smoke, so I would have hit it and it's probably going to burn down. Let's avoid the trees. When you make turns in the hind, especially on an attack run, you pedal turn, you don't stick turn. So I'm just putting in a little bit of left pedal and I'm holding the cyclic in a position where the nose isn't pitched up or pitched down, it's holding 260 kilometers an hour exactly. You retain your speed as much as possible when you make combat turns in the hind. You can do the fancy like J-turn combat turn thing, but that's really risky, both because it's difficult to do without killing yourself and also because it exposes you to fire. So in general, when on an attack run, you do what I'm doing now. You come in from a distance, you get your targets lined up, we'll go for that tank, should be a tank, and get your weapon off and then make a kind of diving turn away while retaining your speed. So we're a little close here, but we're gonna probably get away with it. Actually accelerating a little, which means I can tighten my turn slightly with a little bit of cyclic. Hey Marduk. Ooh, nice. I need to play Halo again, it's been a while. I was thinking that the other night, I need to give it another play. I've still got to reinstall custom, like the fucking Halo PC CD is literally right next to me on my desk. I've just got to get around to finding my little portable CD drive, plugging it in and reinstalling. And I'll get custom edition reinstalled and we can do a little bit of a trip down memory lane through some of the custom maps for custom edition. And what I'd like to do, I don't know if we've got enough people with Halo PC and custom edition and stuff in the community to actually make it regular, plus time zones. But if we could get like a community Halo night going maybe, once in a while, that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, pattern. So the patterns take a while to burn down after a missile hit. So the server's probably going to switch missions before I can offload this pilot, but I don't think we're going to maintain this front line anyway. We're going to lose the sector probably. I might stay on and keep playing the Hind, as long as I don't get fucking singled out too much like I was before. It's just frustrating. There's a jet back there, I'm not sure what. Probably not going to be able to tell until too late if it's an F5. And I don't want to risk friendly firing. We got friendlies there, so we should be okay. Looks like they're actually hitting the same ground target. Oh shit, Su-25. Looks like a MiG-19 maybe. Oops. That was the wrong button. Got too much fucking pitch on the blades again. I don't want to be climbing like this, really. Might have already been destroyed. Yeah, it was already a wreck. So we just wasted some rockets, but oh well. Truck's already dead. Oh, we actually might push a sector. Looks like we got through to their industrial. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Okay, well that's a load off. We're going to be awful close for this shot. Next one I'll go for that other 113 and then we can finish off whatever rockets we got left and then go to the gun. Oh shit, there's another target there. This is going to be very, very foolhardy of me. I'm probably going to get killed for it, but... Oh shit. Especially if I hit the wrong button. Surprised the first hit didn't kill him. Those usually die in one hit. Minutes till server restarts, so we've got a few more quick passes to make. Here's our original target. We'll have to fly past that group to go for our other target, but I think we should be able to do it without getting torn up too badly. So I'm going to go back to ATGM. I'm going to tell Petro to look over there if my frame rate stabilizes enough. Yeah, they're going to shoot at me, but I should hopefully be okay. To score like 813 to 780 something, I think. So we're either going to push a sector or hold it. Ooh, there goes a missile. Was that an F5 or was that... Yep, P5. Oh, it was an A10 with a P5. We got a few things at least. Yeah, rockets are FPS killers. They always have been in DCS, to be honest. We got 5 minutes until server restart, so I don't think there's much point reslotting. We'll just wait for the server to go back up. We'll catch up on chat a bit. Yeah, DOS was a lot of fun, because a lot of them didn't realize just how capable the Su-27 and MiG-29 were in that kind of environment. And that was even with the F-18 and F-16 as stand-ins for Cold War planes, so you guys have heard me rant about how they're not stand-ins before because they have so much more situational awareness and much better ergonomics. Even then, you know, a good MiG-29 or Su-27 player could bully them pretty hard on that server. I don't really enjoy Liberation, if I'm honest. Like, I've tried it a couple times and I really didn't like it. Yeah, no frontline movement, our attrition was too high. It relies on hitting you with huge numbers of AI right at the start of the mission. I know you can edit it to stop it from doing that, but it's just not enjoyable to me because it basically spams you with enemy units to try and make up for the lack of skill, for lack of a better word, that the DCS AI have. So I never really enjoyed it, to be honest. And that's the other thing, like, if you want to make a good Liberation mission, you have to edit the mission anyway that it auto-generates, so you spend as much time doing that as you would if you just made a fucking set-piece mission. Last few flights in the Hind, I've had loss of tail rotor effectiveness more than in the past two. Yeah, I wonder if they've changed something or if it's because of the weather. It could be weather. I'm actually curious what the outside temperature is. I should have checked. That might fuck with it a bit, but yeah, it feels a lot more prone to it than it used to be. That said, I haven't flown really any helicopters for months, so. Streaming schedule's gonna kill you. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Look, my sleep schedule's gonna kill me, alright? We'll call it even. Smart move would be to find a checklist and follow it at least till you memorize it. Yeah, that would be the smart move, honestly. I kind of am too lazy for that, so I just find someone that seems to know what they're doing and follow their procedure, and then I'll modify it as time goes on and I learn more about the aircraft. But yeah, like, I just generally try and get it roughly combat ready and hope for the best. Flagship of the Black Sea Fleet. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, on the one hand, it's good that they're so fucking incompetent, because if they actually win, some really bad shit's coming. But on the other hand, a beautiful Soviet missile cruiser gone. Hopefully someone gives the Ukrainians enough money to finish the one that's been laid up in Mykolaiv for the last 30 years. So at least there'll be a replacement, it'll just be on the other side. But I don't know, dude, like, obviously, like, war is bad because people die, you know, like, you don't have to be a huge genius to realize that. So it's bad that people are getting killed, and it's even worse if you consider what the victory conditions for the current Russian government are probably going to be. But it's not just that. There's so much history, specifically history I'm interested in, being destroyed by this. It sucks. And I'm probably not going to get to travel to either Ukraine or Russia for, you know, until I'm fucking old and grey and on death's door, if ever. Fucking sucks, dude. I don't remember which FARP that was. So we're just going to click buttons until it tells us no. Oh, that was a good guess, because it told me no on the next one. The other big thing that is, like, personally sad for me is that guess where the only surviving good condition Su-15 airframes are? They're all in Russia and Ukraine. All of them. Like, there's a couple of ones that were mounted as monuments or gate guardians or whatever in the other former Soviet republics, but they've almost all been torn to pieces by scavengers during the 90s. So I think we can kiss our hopes of a really, like, true-to-life as much as possible Su-15 module goodbye, because you're not going to get the documents, and you're not going to get access to an actual airframe now, because they're not going to fucking exist anymore. Or if they do, they're going to be in countries that we can't fucking travel to.
Отказала основная гидросистема. Отказал насос расходного бака. Отказал генератор.
Yeah. Did you watch Dmitro's video of the airfield? That was fucking heartbreaking, dude. It's fucking heartbreaking. Fuel pumps are a good idea. Can't go very far without those. I'm not sure how much of the damage at Hostomel was combat damage and how much it was... I mean, look, from a military perspective, denying the enemy is a thing that makes sense and everyone does it. You know, you destroy whatever you can't have, basically, including your own vehicles if you have to abandon them. So it makes sense from a military standpoint to just completely rat-fuck the whole place, but... fuck me. Like... some of the damage looked like that was what it was, like just deliberately fucking mag dump into the aircraft and hope that they can't repair it. I don't know if that was the case, because there was such heavy fighting, it's hard to tell, but... hopefully the second airframe is somewhere safe, and hopefully they can salvage enough parts off the first to complete the second. Rotor brake. Every time. They wouldn't be able to. I don't think they wanted to risk it, because if they tried to take off and fly out right as the first attacks came in, they probably would have been shot down either by the Russians or by their own air defense. So, you know, as counterintuitive as it sounds, especially considering Hostomel was one of the Russian objectives, it was probably safer on the ground than it was in the air. What I really wish had happened was I wish there'd been enough of a delay in its schedule that it hadn't left its previous previous stop. If it had stayed just a couple more days, maybe. But, you know, that would take somebody knowing what was about to happen for sure, which wasn't a thing. Oops. The other thing is, it may have been due for a service or something, in which case they couldn't really... You know, you don't want to risk flying a unique aircraft like that past its scheduled servicing hours. Because you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, dude. I hope they can build another. I hope they make fucking pricks responsible pay for it. I saw it in person, but I was too young to remember it. I was a little, like, tiny little baby, basically, when I saw it. Most of the time when it came to Australia, it was out, like, in Western Australia, because it was carrying mostly mining equipment, so I didn't get to see it when it was out here. Avenge me and killed that A10. Cheers, dude. Cheers. Liberation's pretty grindy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just, like... I get it, but it just doesn't appeal to me, to be honest. Gen's on. Yeah, those on. Kick that on, because why not? Oh, that... Do I leave the batteries on? I think I do. Whatever. Yeah, I should leave them on because then I got backup power if the gens go out. It's been so long since I've spent time in this thing. Too long. Way too long. Let's get all of this stuff on. Okay, yeah, that's on. So I can't blame it when I fuck up and do a 360 no-scope. Why is my radio not working? No, I gotta seal my shit in case somebody drops a nuke. Oh, it's because I got disconnected from SRS. Intriguing. Is the fan on? Of course the fan's on.
Overlord, Jinx, 1-1, Bogey Dope.
Oh.
Jinx, 1-1.
Interesting.
Bra, 268, 33, 100, hot.
Why has it not sealed?
Warthog.
Now it has. Guess I had to turn the APU off. Overlord Circus 1-4, set tripwire 5. Might actually be an idea to set it to fucking
Circus
10, honestly.
Overlord.
We'll leave it at 5.
Copy. Merge calls only.
My favorite color? Red.
100.
Like, sort of a darkish red.
Tiger 2. Jinx 1-1. Threat. Bra. 263. 15. 800. Hot. Warthog.
Hey, that was a better takeoff, as long as no one spawns in under me. Oh. 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 There goes the tail rotor.
Merged. 276. 100. Tiger 2. Jinx 1-1. Merged. 278. 100. Warthog.
Yeah, I guess you could call my favorite, like, Crimson or something similar to it. Crimson, Scarlet, whatever.
Jinx 1-1. Threat. Bra. 287. 15.
A nice
1000.
deep red with just a hint of purple in it.
Sniper 1-1, put it up. Sniper 1-1.
Someone just got deleted up there.
Raw, 233, 13, 400.
Oh
Track
shit.
Southwest, Tiger 2.
Tote's up in
Warthog.
an A10, and he's over there. much as I would get a kick out of hitting him with a Sturm, I'd rather not risk going anywhere near him, so we'll stay up north this time. Because with how fucky this thing's LODs are, he'll probably see me before I see him.
Sniper 1-1.
I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet. I hope they do soon.
10, 500. Being northwest. Tiger 2.
It
Warthog.
seems like such an easy thing to fix, and it's such a big fucking pain in the dick.
10, 1,700.
Don't understand why it isn't a higher priority.
Sniper 1-1.
No, I gotta
233. 500.
zoom the map out so I can figure out where the front line is now.
Sniper
It should be the
1-1.
same spot.
Merged. 274. 1,700. Warthog.
Same spot. There's a road base in the same sector we're going to be attacking, I think, so that's probably where Tote's flying from. Oh, he's wrecking shit. There go the maps. SRS working properly? Sort of. Seems like it at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay, those should be our bunkers.
Sniper 1-1 below. Sniper 1-1. Overlord. Ra. 261. 3. 400. Drag northwest. Warthog.
I think that is hostile.
Sniper 1-1. Threat.
We'll get him on the AAA first.
10. 1,000. Hot. Begin.
Then go for the probably the other target, and then come back for the artillery because I can gun there.
Sniper 1-1. Merged. 302. 200. Begin.
Ah, shit. Maybe we'll hit those. I don't know. I can't tell. We'll stay with this target then. Just worried about Vulcans. I think that unit on the left side is AAA. So we'll get away from it. Oh no, it is actually a truck. Okay. Oh, there's some fucking 50 cal. We might... shit. We might attack from this direction as long as there's nothing here. So we've got town under us, so we know we're not going to overfly something.
Merged.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
100. Begin.
Well, there's Sam's down there. Whose are they? Oh, I just got fucked. Might do a Mi-8 next flight after this one.
Отказала основная гидросистема. Отказал насос расходного бака. Отказал генератор.
Sniper 1-1, Overlord, Bra,
Rotor break.
241.
I remember this time.
200, drag southwest, fast, begin.
Sort of.
Overlord, Brave 5-1, set tripwire 5 kilometers. Brave 5-1, Overlord, copy, merge calls only. Brave 5-1, merged, 019, 300, begin.
Overlord Circus 1-4, set tripwire 10. Give me at least some warning.
Circus 1-4, Overlord, copy, warning 10 kilometers. Overlord, Sniper 1-1, break it up. Sniper 1-1, Overlord, Bra, 204, 17, 500, drag southwest, fast, begin. Overlord, Grizzly 28, set tripwire 5. Grizzly 28, Overlord, copy, merge calls only. Brave 5-1, merged, 159, 400, Tiger 2.
Should actually have tried to figure out whose SAMs those were. Because if they were ours, I could go work over the top of them and use them as like a defensive umbrella.
Sniper 1-1,
They're probably blue.
167, 10, 200,
And
Tiger 2.
the only way to find out would be to find out with my face, which would not be advisable.
Sniper 1-1, merged, 173, 300, Tiger 2.
I think they might actually have been ours, yeah. Yeah, let's work this out then. If there's, it's going to be harder to find targets because there's not as many open. Oh, actually no, there are right there. I'm dumb. Yeah, we can stay near that. That'll give us some cover at least. Hopefully, maybe. That was a much better takeoff. Much, much better. The issue with being down here is that that A10, well, Tote in his A10 was hanging around. Hopefully the SAMs have got him or scared him off, but probably he would have actually hit them with Mavs. That's what I would have done. GCI would help now? Maybe, not sure.
Overlord 1-1, set tripwire 15.
More so if we had GCI for our fighters, so they could more effectively cover us.
Overlord, copy, warning 15 kilometers.
I have seen them out killing shit, but Kutaisi's getting bombed apparently. Good thing I am in a helicopter and I don't need to worry about the runway.
Overlord, Sniper 1-1, back it up. Sniper 1-1, Overlord, Bra, 345, 17, 100, hot, fast, begin. Circus 1-4, threat, Bra, 286, 10, 100, flag east, fast, begin.
Be going for the airfield probably.
Fuji 1-1, threat, Bra, 263, 11, 200, hot, fast, begin.
Nope, he ain't going for the airfield.
Circus 1-4, merged, 314, 200, begin.
Lost sight of him. C-25 here. Overlord, Circus 1-4, bogey dope, Vigan. Like him to get distracted by the 25.
Sniper 1-1, threat, Bra, 172,
That's not gonna happen.
10, 13,400, flag northwest, high, fast, begin.
Holy fuck.
Circus 1-4, Overlord, Bra, 247, 7, 100, drag west, fast, begin. Sniper 1-1, merged, 184, 13,400, begin.
Overlord, Circus 1-4, bogey dope. Just gotta be careful I don't trespass the blue front line flying around here. Overlord, Circus 1-4, bogey dope. Not sure if he gives bogey dopes to helicopters.
Circus
Hey,
1-4,
guys.
Overlord, Bra, 269, 19, 7,400, drag northwest, fast, Tiger 2, 2 ship begin.
Probably going home. Hopefully going home. Hey, Paradox. Flare, there's going to be a pilot down there somewhere. Not sure if I'm going to risk picking them up, we'll see. Really?
Sniper 1-1, bring it up.
Oh, really?
Sniper 1-1, Overlord, Bra, 273, 18, 100, flag southeast, Tiger 2. Circus 1-4, threat, Bra, 278, 10, 100, flag southeast, Tiger 2.
Please don't see me.
Circus 1-4, merged, 255, 100, Tiger 2. Sniper 1-1, threat, Bra, 244, 10, 100, beam southeast,
It's a MiG.
Tiger 2. Fuji 1-1, threat,
Scaring
Bra,
the shit out of me.
246, 15, 100, beam southeast, Tiger 2. Sniper 1-1, merged, 220, 100, Tiger 2.
Yeah, it's a MiG-21.
Over up, Sniper 1-1, look it up. Sniper 1X, Overlord. I could not fully recognize your call sign. Over up, Sniper 1-1, look it up.
Oh, this is not the
Sniper
time for
1-1,
low frames.
Overlord. Bra, 107, 15, 200, drag southeast, Tiger 2. Fuji 1-1, merged, 117, 100, Tiger 2.
Is that 21 crashing, or is he doing ground attack?
236.
Crashed, I think.
1700. Tomcat.
Not sure. Yeah, it looks like he crashed. This cloud cover's gonna make spotting stuff on the ground.
G11. Threat. Raw. 281. 15. 500.
Okay.
Flag east.
Oh.
Hawk.
And we're dead.
Circus 14.
Yeah, 9p5. I don't know. I'm kind of not feeling it here. Have they got a GCI? No, they don't. They do not have a GCI, but they're still wrecking shit. It feels like it's hard to get anything done in the fucking Hind if there's any blue fighters at all, because you're so visible. Like, because of the LOD issue, you look like literally a flying shipping container. So, I don't know, dude. I don't really feel like flying a MiG today. Or not at the moment, maybe later. I might just go to MSFS now, to be honest. I might try DCS again later. I mostly, like, this is the thing, I don't fly the Hind very much anymore because I typically only enjoy it on Alpines. On here, it's just, it's more of a chore than anything. So bear with me, chat. I'm going to take a couple minutes to get MSFS set up and get myself a drink. And then we'll probably do a Boeing 247 flight. Boy, do I love those MSFS load times, and guess what? I forgot to check out that mod that makes the load times possibly less, because I keep forgetting it exists. If I had, like, a brain, I would probably start the stream with MSFS so I could actually boot the stream up once it already all loaded in. But I'm not a smart man. Add-on linker, yeah, that's the one. I keep getting told to try it, and I keep forgetting by the time the stream's over. Want to help me fuck up some Blue Saturday? I don't know if I'll be able to. I might be working by then, I'm not sure. We're gonna have that song again, because I really like it. And I missed half of it because I was making tea. So the plan is, we'll probably start with the 247. Fingers crossed I won't blow up any engines today. Don't know where we'll fly. We'll figure out something. And I don't know where we'll go from there. We'll see. I've been messing around with a few of the free aircraft on fs.to. Some of them are, like, I don't know. Some seem pretty good, like the flight models seem alright. Obviously the G21, the Goose with the retractable floats, that's quite nice. But yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of not sold on a lot of them. They still give me more external models to be sitting around on airfields looking pretty, but... It's better than loading in MSFS, building scenery package times? Oh no. South America or Sicily? I was thinking of South America, actually. 247s are quite popular in South America in the sort of like 30s and 40s, so... Was that the DC6 before or after the rudder fix? That thing's, like, vanilla rudder authority is ridiculous. Koshi, people would probably unironically agree with you if you told them that, so I'd be careful. I'd be very careful. It's a very powerful word. You need to be careful how you wield it. I think I am going to have to do it like a Greg-style video one of these days and just title it "The F-104 was not an interceptor" to get mad clicks. And then just spend an hour explaining to people how it was not designed as an interceptor, it was briefly shoehorned into the role, it fucking sucked at the role. Like, just go through the whole history of it. But that involves scripting it out, so I actually remember what to say. And that means writing, and I've already got too much writing to do for like the next 3 months. I don't need any more. Needed a break from MSFS and sceneries. I was kind of tempted to figure out how to get into it myself so I could make a few, but yeah, I don't know if I got the time for that anymore. I wish I did. I've been kind of toying with, and don't freak out, like I'm not going to ditch out on you guys just yet, but I've been kind of toying with taking like an extended break from streaming for a while, just because it's eating into so much of my spare time. I have not done anything other than stream, and when I have had stable jobs, work. That's it, pretty much. Stream and work. I'm getting so far behind on all the fucking documentaries I want to watch. TV series, forget it. I haven't been able to play most of the games I want to play, except obviously the ones I play on stream. And I haven't done anything creative. Like, I have not done a single creative thing in probably about 5 years, maybe more. Replay Hunt Down the Freeman. Get fucked. Get fucked. I do actually want to replay Black Mesa though. Black Mesa was really good, and Zen was beautiful. I think we're nearly done loading, guys. Nearly. Gonna go to bed soon on the night schedule currently. I too am currently nocturnal. Wait, what time is it there for you, Saber? It's like the middle of the day or something now, right? Started learning the MiG-19. How are you enjoying it? I need to fly it more often. It's such a nice plane. I had a really good run on it last, no, not last stream, the stream before last. I had a really, really good run on Enigma server with it. If you can avoid getting P5'd in the face, it's really strong. I have this on a fucking M2 and it still takes this long. Like, the only thing I've noticed since moving it to the M2 is that it doesn't do the sound stuttering as much. But even then it still does it. Right, I won't do it justice on a PvP server as I'm shit. Hey, we were all shit once. I'm still shit. Like, I have a few days where I'm actually competent, and the majority of my days I'm just shit, as we've seen so far this stream, so don't worry about it. You won't get good if you don't try. Like, that's the biggest thing with DCS PvP, is there are so many people who just never get into it because they're afraid that they'll, like, be shit, or they don't want to embarrass themselves, or they're scared that it'll be, like, difficult or whatever, and they never actually, like, just jump in. And if you don't jump in, you're never going to get good. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like I said before, like literally within a day of first launching DCS, I was in Alpin's server in the MiG-21. And I got shot down a lot, and I crashed a lot, because I still hadn't worked out the sort of performance envelope of the aircraft yet, but like my second ever day of DCS, I got a PvP kill. Yeah, it's what we call continuity, Rob. It's important to be consistent. The thing is with Enigma's server, with the weapon set it has, with the way that the server's laid out, and just with the huge number of players that are on at certain times of day, it's really difficult. Like, you can be the best dogfighter in the world. If somebody sees you before you see them and they have like an AIM-9 P5 or like an R27 or something, there's not a lot you can do about it. Like, the majority of my deaths on Enigma's server, I don't even know that there's somebody there. Which is realistic, really. But it can get frustrating. You just gotta kind of pick your moments, I guess. It's also a function of situational awareness, which is one of those things you either have or you don't. I don't, which is why I tend to be so heavily reliant on GCI, because I have no idea what's going on around me. I have a lot of trouble building like a mental image of the 3D space around me. I can't even build a fucking image of the 3D space with my eyes. Like, I'm so clumsy and uncoordinated. But some people are really good at that. Like, if you guys watch Tote, for instance, Tote knows where to be looking at all times. Like, even when he's doing ground attack stuff, he knows where to look. Back when he was first getting into the Su-25 and the A-10 on Enigma server, that was something I noticed. He never overflew SAMs. He always knew which direction fighters were approaching from. Like, he just knew. And he didn't overfly, AAA and shit. So again, it's something you either have or you don't. You can get by if you don't have situational awareness. I mean, I manage most days, but it just means that you've got a little bit more of an uphill battle when things are busy and all aspect missiles are getting slung about. They are, aren't they? But it's really weird because it seems to alternate. I think it was the previous sim update. My load times were no more than 5 minutes, right? No more than 5 minutes. The sim update before that, they've been as long as this, and now they're long again. It seems to just alternate between one update to another. It makes absolutely no goddamn sense. And I'm not running anything else in the background really, except OBS, the chatbot, and that's it. OBS and the chatbot. And I've noticed the load times don't change anyway, so even if I've got like a gazillion Firefox tabs open, it doesn't change the load times, it just makes the sim crash happy because it's running out of memory. I just moved them over, but I'm on the Steam edition, so I told Steam to relocate it, and then MSFS like reinstalled half its files anyway. Like, I had a massive fucking reinstall when I moved it, like 26 gig or something. Although the thing is, like, when I was previously getting better load times, that was when it was actually on, I think MSFS itself was on a hard drive, and my community folder and all that stuff was on a regular SSD. Cleared the cache and deleted the content.xml. I think I did that recently, but it's not a bad idea to do it again. So, I might try and remember to do that after stream, maybe. I did do it recently, I just don't remember when. I do not recall that at all, in fact. I recall you guys volunteering me to do it. I don't recall me volunteering to do it. Oh my goodness, we're finally loaded. It might take a few seconds for OBS to grab the right window, it usually does. Now I just gotta remember where the 247 is in this very long list. I know there's filters that you can use to... there it is. But I'm lazy, so I don't do that. Which livery should we fly? I quite like this one, the green one. On the other hand... Let's go with this one. That's all dealt with once we're actually loaded in. We don't have to worry about it now. What times to expect when DCS adds sphere? Oh god. I'm scared. Where should we go from? I don't want to have to fly over the Andes because that would probably not go well for me. Let's fly down like Central America. See how far we get. Just trying to think. This is going to be a long flight though, so I don't want to... Let's start, I think, in Guatemala City. Yeah, let's start down here. Fly over the Panama Canal? Maybe. Depending how long it takes me to get there. I've also got to remember where exactly it is. It's down here, isn't it? Yeah, we could try it. How far is it? Quite a distance away. Okay, so let's actually let's start a little closer. Actually, that's something I could do. I could go from Panama City and then head northwest. Let's do that. Ooh, weather might be a bit of an issue. Let's not have a thunderstorm in a rickety 1930s airliner. Let's just go high level. Let's pull them down a bit though. Turn up the coverage. Pull in the scatter. We'll muck with it more once we're actually in the flight, I think. Actually won this plane on a stream, but won't fly it even though I really respect it. The time I have requires AP for FS economy, so I can do other things. See, I don't mind the lack of autopilot, because I usually just hand fly shit anyway. The only time I really use autopilot is if I'm fucking with a tube liner and I'm just, like, not actually doing anything, so I just set up an autopilot and go get a drink or whatever, but... like the P-38 has an autopilot that you can use on the little tablet thing. The Spitfire probably does too, but I don't use them. For long-haul flights, it makes sense, but for me, if it's like an hour or two of flying, I just fly by hand, and then end up with a busted wrist by the end of it. Nope. That's the landing gear horn. It tends to screech at you when you first load in. I just need to move my view up a bit. So I got a mod that changes the default view, but it's a little low in the cockpit for my liking. I'll just pull it up to about there, maybe there-ish, I think. Now I need to remember how to start this thing because it's been about a week since I've flown it. We'll want the battery on. What we'll do first, before we even start the aircraft, is we'll get it set up. Fuel tanks are actually full, so that state saved. It doesn't always, which is good. Let's throw a couple of passengers in. Throw 7 in. We'll throw some... Just a way to see CG in this so I don't accidentally fuck it up, because I know I would fuck it up. 175 kilos, 200 kilos there. Let's put a little bit of mail in the nose too. Put like 100. That should be good enough. It shouldn't throw the CG out too much. So my ground crew are going to deal with that. This can go back up there for now. Open that all the way. That one's already closed. Okay. For those who haven't seen it, this thing is fucking $20. Like, look at this. These things jitter about in flight because of vibration of the engines. I can open the door. You can open the door to the fucking lavatory, and if you go in there, there's like a working soap dispenser. This plane is insane. $20. The state saving includes the ashtrays. The ashtrays state save. That's the fucking Hot Wheels Snow Runner. I saw it on fs.to. I was like, oh, that's cute. I gotta get it. It probably flies like a UFO, but I thought it was a neat little plane, so we picked it up. Just a freeware mod. Yeah, 20 bucks, and this thing is incredible. Like, the fuses blow, so you need to replace them sometimes. Should probably lock that so it doesn't come open in flight. But I can replace those fuses if I need to. It's the amount of detail on this thing is just insane. Oh shit, my trim hasn't fucking reset. This is gonna be interesting. I need to try and remember where neutral trim is. If I go full nose up, maybe. And then go halfway nose down. I think it goes like a full turn either direction. No, it goes a half turn either direction. So that was full nose down. This should be neutral. Oh, Saber, wait until we get the engine started. You'll really see it once the engines are running. Not zoom out that much, please. There we go. Dev mentioned he'd rather sell 100 of them at 20 bucks and 20 of them for 100 bucks. Great new strategy. Hopefully, yeah, that's some big brain shit right there. That is some big brain shit. Okay. Full forwards on the pitch. What if I left the oil coolers in partway open? We'll close them up for now because we're going to have to warm the engines anyway. I need my battery. Mags. I had that on. I forgot to pull that. Put the cabin warning on. Let's put on smoking for now, so no smoking. Put that to left tank. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, that's both on, so that's the engine fuel valves. Parking brake we want on, or we're going to have a very interesting startup. Okay, from memory, I want... Oops. Hang on, I gotta remember which way to rotate this. You gotta kind of pull the mouse straight back or it doesn't... It's finicky. It's very finicky, the click zone on this. Maybe it's because the fuel valve's not... Yeah, it was. 1, 2, 3... We'll give a 4, which might overprime it a little, but... 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay. Now, we go back to our kneeboard, or clipboard, whatever. Aircraft's all set, we just got the wheel chocks on, we'll deal with them later. By the way, if I'd been looking outside while they were loading passengers and shit, you would have seen the air stairs, the luggage carts, the mail cart coming up to the nose, like, it's really detailed. Okay, we're going to start the left engine first. Get the wobble pump going so we have some pressure in it. Bring the throttle a bit out of idle. And hopefully I haven't forgotten anything important. I usually forget the fucking mags when I do this. Too much jet flying. Okay, she didn't like that. Oh, mixture. I knew I'd forget something. Nope. Let's give it a few more primes. 1, 2. Whoops. A few more primes and we'll see if it goes now. Some days I can get this started first go, both engines. Some days it takes me 40 minutes to get one engine started. Ah! Somebody forgot to actually turn the mags off last time they flew this plane, so I was missing something fucking important. Wouldn't you know it? I thought it looked a bit odd, with them both pointing up like that. Oh, come on! Come on! My summer car, just about. My summer airliner. Okay, we're gonna give up on the left engine for now, we'll go to the right engine. We'll go to the one that I didn't fuck up. I probably overprimed it now. So he's actually putting the ladder over there and getting his little crank ready. Okay, now he is cranking it. And so am I, apparently. Man. Give it 2 more with the primer. Should probably check the voltage on the battery, I might have drained it. I don't think I... Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a better noise. The throttle's vibrating with the engine. Left engine still doesn't quite want to start. Give her a few more pumps. There we go. There we go, that did it. Get rid of this for now. Okay, we want to watch our temps and pressures. Want to keep that in about the 1 o'clock position and that in about the 10, 11 o'clock position. Accurate. Sometimes it doesn't even record hits when you get them. It seems really hit or miss. I'm sorry, it wasn't meant to be a pun. Catch you later, Rob. Enjoy your walk. I don't know what's going on with the 37mm, but I wasn't having much luck with it in Alpenstoder either. I don't know, it feels like there's something pokey with the damage on it at the moment. Parking brake. Big brain. Oh. One moment, chat. I forgot to put the spring back on my pedals. Big brain moment. All that time I missed is nothing. Good thing I realise now what it means I don't do it. Engines look happy enough for now. Recenter my track iron. Oh! Misfits, what are you doing? Active pause is kind of sketchy. Just a pro tip for you guys. Active pause is really sketchy. When you unpause, you might suddenly gain or lose a lot of speed, as we just saw. So be very careful about using it. Tried any Misfits helis? Yeah, the flight models are kind of gazelle-like, to be honest. Some better than others. The Huey actually didn't feel bad once I got it up to speed. But at low speed it was way too all over the place, like really bad. Oscillations. A taxiway here, I think. I could backtrack, but we'll use the taxiway if there is one. If I fit, just run all the lights over, because why not? Glance across at the oil temps and pressures every now and then. They're really important on this aircraft, it's quite sensitive. Perhaps a little more than it should be, but it really doesn't like it when you let it... What the fuck is that doing there? This way, I guess. This is where I start wishing I had my throttle set up differentially and my my RPM on the flap lever, but we make do here. And there's a taxiway, which I just missed. But we'll backtrack the wrong way. Yeah, so like I would have both throttles. Because at the moment I've only got one throttle for both engines, because I'm using the other throttle for proppage. Yeah, well that's what I needed to do there. Just turn sharp on the ground. Engines are getting a tad warm, so we're going to open up the coolers a little. You guys notice, by the way, is that up so you can hear me? Notice the sound occlusion depends on how close the window is. I wish DCS did that. Anyway, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the wind is different at this end of the runway compared to the other end, so this could be interesting. Yeah, our shit is getting pretty warm, so we're gonna open these like 3/4 of the way-ish. And then close them up if it starts getting too cold. Okay, start running the engines up. We're already full revs. There's no flaps on this aircraft. It just has a very big wing, so we don't need to worry about that. A little bit of right rudder to keep the tracking straight. She doesn't need much runway at all. Even pretty heavily loaded, she'll come off the ground quite happy. Come the wheels. That's that gauge you see top left moving. That's your gear indicator in this. And we've gone from a crosswind to a headwind just in the length of that fairly short runway. Hilt should have stopped at props. Enigma. So I'll do a lap around Panama City and then we'll head kind of west-northwest towards the canal. I'm going to dial the revs back a touch. I know I should have done all my ground checks, like my mag checks and shit, but I'm lazy. I didn't break the plane last flight, so they should be fine. This aircraft also experiences quite noticeable adverse yaw, so you need quite a bit of rudder. I mean, you don't really need it, but if it was real life, the passengers would complain. And just to reiterate, this aircraft is $20. Like, this thing is so good, and it's $20. It blows my fucking mind. Give her a little bit of left rudder trim. Let's try and get her evened out. She does have aileron trim, but I don't really use it that much because I always forget to reset it. How dare he? How dare he? didn't actually realize I had scenery for Panama City. It might be default scenery, probably. Like, looks like it might be default scenery, yeah. Which is cool. Been playing IL-2 at all? Not enough, no. I need to get back into it, but I haven't played for ages. Thing is, like, I'll play IL-2 for a day or two, and then I'll just, like, yeah, I'll get burnt out, because I'm not very good at it, and, like, you know, I mostly just play DCS these days. Like, I'll go back to IL-2 and I'll have like a session where I just absolutely fucking slap on finish, and I will never be streaming it. Like, it never happens when I'm streaming. Had it like a year or two ago. I got on with Tawny and just fucking wrecked everybody with the Yak 1, and then a couple months after that I went back in the Yak 9 late war plane set, fucking shot down Doras with it. But it never happens on stream. Actually, no, I think it happened once on stream. I think the Yak 9 one was on stream. Saber, I can never stop swearing. That doesn't really, you know, doesn't mean much around here, because I'm always like that. Look at everything vibrating. Oh, by the way, I think that the gear is meant to have a neutral position. I don't know if that's like a thing for the brakes, but... Oh, no, I don't want it down. I don't want it down. I don't want it down. I want it neutral. Oh no, that's literally just, does it raise or lower? If only I could bind the neutral position, because my control panel does have a neutral in it, which I use in DCS for the MiGs. Engines are looking pretty happy. So, the temperatures that likes to be at currently, there goes my trim running away from me. The temps it likes to be at currently are a little different from the ones listed in the actual pilot's handbook. It probably needs a little tweaking. Generally, I find if you keep the oil temps at about the 1 to 2 o'clock position, and the oil pressure at the 1 to 2 o'clock position, the oil temps at the 10 to 11 o'clock position, it's happy. If you run it like that, it'll run forever. What's your heading? My heading is 330 currently. So that's Panama City behind us. Oh, just stuck my head through the glass. It's me exceedingly sad all the 2-126s are killed. Just being able to watch traffic with it would have been cool, yeah. You over the lake? Not yet. I would go further west. I think it is, yeah. Let's check my engine temps. A slight climb. Well, she already is in a slight climb because I'm clumsy and didn't set my trim up right, but whatever. What I'll also do is I'll lean out the mixture just a tad, which will warm the engines, but will also save me a little fuel. Maybe get rid of some of the exhaust smoke, which you guys haven't seen yet. Once I get it kind of more established in the climb, we'll go for an external here. This is a really beautiful aircraft. We might actually... I'm not really trimmed very well here. We might actually add a little bit of right aileron trim, just to try and get it to level out. There's another little airport down there. Okay. I don't know if the exhaust smoke shows up on stream. It's probably too faint, but it is there. It's really, really faint exhaust smoke. It's in front of me, I'm pretty sure. I think Panama City itself is further east of the canal. I think the canal's actually going to run through there. We'll follow the coast, we'll find it. What is this? This is the Boeing 247. So just for any of you that don't own this but do play MSFS or are thinking of getting into MSFS, buy this. $20, and it's basically like, this is very close to A2A levels of simulation. If any of you are familiar with A2A from like the older flight simulator titles or any of the other sims I did stuff for, like this is pretty close to being, you know, on par with, well, I'd say it more or less is on par with their products. It just doesn't have quite as many features as some of them do. It's really, really good. Really good. Looks good. Sounds could be better, but it sounds alright. It doesn't sound bad, in my opinion. It flies quite nicely. I haven't done anything silly with it, like stall or spin trials yet. We might do that maybe on stream one day, not today. But yeah, it's a really wonderful plane. Really, really wonderful plane. And so detailed. You can also, watch this, don't like what the gauge says? Just give it a tap. And it jostles the needles slightly. Just ever so slightly. And as I said, it can blow fuses, so you may need to replace a fuse in flight. That's a fuse box down there. You've got your radio fuses there. The radio, I haven't looked up what frequencies it tunes on, but in certain parts of the world, probably including this part of the world, you can tune to 1930s era radio stations. And the distance finder also works. So the distance finder, the way it works is it transmits the letter A or the letter N, and you use the overlapping of the Morse code to figure out whether you're flying straight, like how far you are from it, and whether you're flying straight towards it or not. The process is more complicated than that. Someone smarter than me could explain it better, but it's basically a very, very early form of radio navigation. It was after they started putting giant concrete fucking arrows on the ground and actual unironical lighthouses, but it was before like a true radio compass. The spare fuses are mostly in the actual fuse box. So you've got a couple spares down the bottom there. And then the radio fuses here. And also, we got a very squeaky little ventilation thing for the pilot's legs. TACAN? No TACAN. TACAN was not even a dream in someone's head when this plane existed. This is from the like the early to mid 1930s. When did TACAN come about? That would have been what, 1950s, 1960s? It's a direction or a distance finder, sorry. A Bendix distance finder. Type MR18. It's the AN one, where you use Morse to figure out if you're flying towards it or not. Hey, Cracks. Oh, Oh shit. Shit. We're overcooling the engines. Good thing I noticed that in time. We're gonna close these right up to kind of warm them back up, because the very thick oil consistency is not good for the engines. And hopefully we've done that in time to avert a crisis, because if I lose my engines at this point, I'm not going to have very much fun. Yeah, late 50s, so pretty close. We're also going to... not that. We're going to lean out the mixture a little more, just to bring the temps up. Look at the VFR map, because I can use that to figure out where roughly the someone forgot to set their gyro compass on the ground. So what are we actually flying at the moment? 100 shortly. What plane? Boeing 247. Yeah, so I fucked up my nav. Big brain moment. That's alright, we're taking the scenic route. I'm gonna really run the engines up, because I don't like how cold they're getting. At all. We're going to lean them out a little more. We really need to bring those temps up. Curious what temperature it is actually outside, because they're running extremely cold. Extremely fucking cold, considering the power setting I've got them on. By the way, the fuel gauges on this are like the Spitfire. They indicate empty. You have to pull these things out to actually put pressure in the system to figure out how much fuel you got left. Just a bit cracks. I'm glad to hear your MiG-29 adventures went well, by the way. She's still running really cold. Like, I've got the shutters fully closed, the aircraft should be heating up, I've leaned it out. just chuck it in the front of the engine. Guns for the weak, embrace the Falcon. Shit, yes. The true Chad Phantom. And 2 from MSFS. There's a freeware one, but the flight model is, I mean, I don't know, it feels like it isn't quite there. I think there is like a full fidelity proper third-party one coming, and I think it should be coming out reasonably soon from memory, but it's not out yet. Yeah, it is. It is, but don't tell that to the Chair Force Kumas or they get upset. I don't believe so. I think only the E did. And the E only got it in fucking 1973 from memory. So they're literally giving us the F4E from the year after Agile Eagle was added to them. Probably because they realize that most of the community are too cowardly to fly on without slats, which is depressing. The objectively more fun choice. Yeah, so that was the south end of the canal. I have the big dumb. Can you tell I have never been to this part of the world before? I've never even flown here in the sim before. Okay, we're finally getting our oil pressure back to a more reasonable level. So I'm gonna come off the power a little, so I'm not thrashing the engines quite so hard. I need to figure out a way to adjust the friction on this throttle. It slips forwards when I've got it sitting here. Just past that detent. Which is another reason I need extra detents. Not only for the Viggen and Tomcat afterburners and MiG-29, but also so it doesn't slip when it's sitting most of the way forwards. I would have happily taken a B. F4B would be my first choice. F4J following. Or a D, yeah. D with the superior missile, the thinking man's missile. When's the new flight stick coming? Not sure. It hasn't shipped yet because it's still on back order, so could be in a couple weeks, could be in a month. Don't know. It's the only issue with buying stuff off Verbal. You never know when it's going to arrive. Okay, temps and pressure still happy. We're going to have a night landing, I think, which will be interesting in this thing. Oh, I forgot to put the seatbelt lights on. Not that there's, you know, I'm sure the passengers are fine. They can grab onto something. Do you have the base already? No, the base is coming with it. So I bought the stick and the base together because there was a discount on doing that, and the Thrustmaster base doesn't, like, it's not fully compatible with the Virtual sticks. It doesn't register all the extra axes. No, sometimes MSFS, you'll tell it to set a certain time, but when you actually spawn in, it changes that for whatever reason. It's evening, because I'm flying more or less southwest, and the sun's off to my front right, so it's evening time. Oh, we got a new one to get rid of. Nope, Beepski got him first. Thank you, based Beepski. So again, a tip for any streamers that are kind of starting out and having issues with bots in your chat, and especially if you don't have mods on regularly to get rid of them, find one of their common messages like that one. Like if you see them pop up in other channels, or you see one pop up in your channel, copy paste their message and take some of the phrases from it that a normal viewer will never use. Like a normal viewer is never going to say primes and viewers on, or you know, things like that. Some of them, they have different phrasing, but you can take the phrasing and you know that a viewer's never going to say that, and you set that as an auto ban phrase on your bot. That's what I've done, and it works really well. Really, really well. Don't push your luck, Saber. Like if you say something close enough to what that bot says, you will get perma-banned. And you should know better, so I won't be undoing it. You can petition one of the mods to do it for you. Okay, temp's looking okay. We're just gonna slightly open the shutters. Because if the engines get too hot, you lose oil pressure and it causes bad things. If the engines get too cold, you get too much oil pressure and it's like running syrup through the engines, so I want to keep them around sort of 1 to 2 o'clock position on the gauge at the moment until they adjust that. So that's the Panama Canal stretching out in front of us. So Sable was right all along. I will take that L because I didn't know which way I was pointed and my fucking compass wasn't set. I do that in the Spitfire as well in DCS. I forget to set, and especially in Cliffs at Dover, because you have to set it in Cliffs at Dover. I forget to set the fucking compass every time. Get myself horrifically lost. So there she is, the Panama Canal. A bit of a descent here so we can get a slightly better view. It's a bridge. Is a bridge. I wonder. Entirely sure how you tune this radio. Oh, that's the volume. And that's the action. with it more later. But you can pick up radio channels on that, like actual music, as in 1930s music. So they've set that up in various parts of the world, and it's actually built into the module, which is quite cool. So one day I'll have to actually learn how to use this thing, and we can do a full 1930s radio nav stream. I'm not going to put a date on it though, because I have no idea when I'm going to have time to actually learn it. Have you tried the Junkers 52? Yes, I have. It looks really good. It sounds quite nice. The flight model is... It's alright once it's in the air, but it seems like the takeoff and landing... Like, the flaps are magical, basically. As soon as you drop the flaps, the plane becomes a UFO. So I think the flight model needs some work, but otherwise it's really nice. I went on a fly-along with CCM and some of his community quite a while ago. We went on a tour of Cairo, and we went to see the pyramids, and we landed at the Great Pyramid. And I accidentally rolled off a cliff because I forgot that the brakes aren't so good on it. Fucking totaled the plane right at the foot of the Great Pyramid. That is an oddly specific thing to have a collection of, but interesting. Okay, am I actually still following the canal, or am I going up the wrong direction? I am still... No, I'm not. The canal goes into this big lake off my left. We're taking the scenic route. T's and P's, not bad. It's getting a little chilly, so we're gonna close these up again. So that's where the canal goes into that lake there. And the exit of the canal's right off the nose there. Chart light there. Cabin heat. If I can figure out where the switch is. Ah, it's behind his strap. This is the aileron trim on the floor. This plane is so interesting in its ergonomics. So this is the rudder trim. This is the pitch trim. This is the aileron trim. And then these two little red handles are for flares. They're for signal flares, which aren't modeled in the sim currently. Really bizarre setup for the trim, but it is what it is. They hadn't quite figured out ergonomics yet when this plane was designed. Okay, temps are still not looking too crash hot, which is annoying. So we're going to give us some more beans to hopefully bring that back under control. Lean out the mixture a touch more. Hopefully not too much. So that's the top end of the canal there. Or fly over it. The fire extinguisher, by the way, does work. I have had to use it on my first flight. It went really well. Like, my first flight went perfectly until I was on downwind and my left engine seized. So I feathered the prop, did everything fine. And then as I was on short final, like coming over the inner marker, my right engine caught fire. So map on this, yeah, it is literally 1-for-1 scale of planet Earth. And in some areas there's even full-on photogrammetry scenery, so most areas are just automatically generated scenery using satellite images to figure out where buildings are, where roads are, where waterways are, and so on. But for some areas there's actual photogrammetry, which is literally a 3D model of the actual real place based on satellite imagery. By the way, when you're cruising in this at night, I haven't really done any long night flights in it yet, but when you're cruising in it at night, if you go to the external view, you'll see random passengers turning their lights on and off sometimes. Like, their light will come on for a few minutes and then it'll go out or whatever. And apparently on really long-haul flights, long-haul by 1930 standards, you can hear them actually getting up to go to the fucking bathroom. You can't hear them fucking doing their business, but you can hear them walking around and the door opening and closing. Where are we going today? We're flying around Panama at the moment, and then we're going to head up kind of, I guess, towards Guatemala, somewhere up there. I haven't decided where we're landing yet, just wherever I find a runway when we get low on fuel, I guess. So we've got a city down there. Power station as well by the looks of it. Some docks, nice little harbour. But we got a runway there. We could land on that. It's going to be a really short flight, but we could land on that, then do another leg maybe. Offload these passengers, pick up some new ones or something. I think we'll do that, actually. But before we do, let's pop down and have a look at the mouth of the canal. Just gotta watch my airspeed here. I am getting a little fast. Let the carby heat on because I am going to be throttling back a bit. And it is apparently relatively chilly outside, judging by the oil temp and pressure. That's the entrance to the Panama Canal, right there. What's this plane? It is a Boeing 247. Which was quite a nice airliner in real life, but it was heavily overshadowed by the DC-3. So they came out about the same time. That's really nice. And this aircraft, this is a third-party aircraft, this thing cost $20. I got passengers in the back, man, they'll complain. I also suspect its roll rate is not going to be very good, so at this altitude that might end abruptly with me inside the ground. I think one stream though, I will do like a full flight evaluation on it kind of thing, so we'll take one up with no passengers and maybe like half loaded or something, and we'll do some stall trials, we'll see if it spins, and if we survive all that we'll throw it around it, do some mild aerobatics. It is reasonably responsive on the controls for an aircraft of this size and age, I'll give it that much. I'll have to see if there's some custom scenery for the Panama Canal, because there probably is. Like, the auto-gen's okay, but I bet you I could find better. Maybe even with some ships going through it. Where was it I saw that runway? Right there. Yeah. Let's land there, and we'll, pop some of the passengers out. It has a pretty big wing, so it will have a low stall speed. Don't know how low, but it will be pretty low because of the wing size. It doesn't even need flaps, it just generates so much fucking lift. Okay. Go full mix. Just in case we need to command a shitload of power from the engines. I'm gonna flip our landing lights on. Once I go on the next leg of the flight, I will. Just let me do this landing, and we'll take off, then we'll kill an engine, feather it. Actually need to slow down a bit here. And do a right-hand orbit just to shed some more speed. And we'll drop the wheels. How long has it been since you've flown the DCS Mozzie at this point? A couple of months. Simulates the weight? Yep, it does. It simulates pretty much everything. It simulates fuse failures, so you have to replace the fuses if you fuck up the electrical system. It simulates all your pressures and temperatures. It simulates the fire extinguisher, it simulates actual engine fires if the oil burns off and the motor seizes. The fuel gauges are like the Spitfire, you have to pressurize the actual fuel lines to get a reading out of the gauge. So for the next leg of the flight we might tap off one of the right-hand tanks. Do you ever drop bombs in it in the Mozzie? Yeah, just in single player. I was doing some experimentation with it. Never in multiplayer yet. Yep, wobble pump down there by the mixture levers, that orange knob. Okay, we're down around 90 knots, so we're gonna bring the wheels down. They're quite slow, as you would expect from an aircraft of this age. I don't actually remember what the fucking VREF for this thing is, so we're just gonna wing it. I know it doesn't stall until it's really slow, so an approach at like 80 knots should be plenty. I usually approach at 90 just to give myself a bit of overhead, but 80 should be more than enough, to be honest. Notice the vibrations have increased because the gear's down. And you can, I don't know if you guys noticed, but even the fucking antenna for the radio, the antenna cable for the radio kind of wobbles in the air. It's just, there's so much attention to detail in this aircraft, it's fucking beautiful. $20, my dudes. You cannot go wrong with this thing. $20 fucking dollars. Hey, Toad. I saw you were in the A10 earlier, so I made a point of staying away from you. It didn't help me though, because the F5s found me instead. Yeah, there were a few people that did want the Mozzie in it. Maybe he can have his arm twisted to add it. Just got a tracker, so I was recording my first 6 degrees of freedom play. Oh, nice, dude. Congrats. Oh, absolutely. Like, I can't fly without it now. Even in this, like, if I don't have head tracking in a flight sim, I can't play it. It just doesn't feel right, you know? Hey, Baxter. About 80 knots. Once again, no flaps in this aircraft at all, so we don't have to worry about them. That's one less thing to kind of have to fuss with. Just looking at my engine pressures and temps, they're looking much better now. Actually, that's about where they should be. Fast, so we can come off the power a bit. Doesn't look like there's any PAPI lights here. Not that I usually follow the PAPI lights, I just eyeball it. To ask, been eyeing MSFS, kind of want to buy it. Can you give me some sales speech or something about it? Okay, here's my sales speech for MSFS. You can buy the game for its retail price, not even the expensive pack, just the cheapest pack for it. Buy it for that retail price and you have the entire world to play in. You have like so much free scenery, but like so many free scenery add-ons, you don't really need the paid stuff. What the fuck just happened there? I think we just popped a fuse maybe, or we hit something. Like hit turbulence maybe. You have actual real world weather, like this has the most powerful weather engine I've ever seen. Granted I haven't played X-Plane, maybe it's as similar. But like you have real world scenery, real world weather, the aircraft, the ones with good flight models, like the ones that are really well done like this, they feel like real aircraft in every respect. Like, it looks gorgeous, it actually runs better than DCS for me now, in most cases. Just get it, dude. Just get it. Like, other sims with a lot of purchased add-ons can probably get to the same level or maybe even better as this, but this is, like, if you haven't already spent thousands of dollars on X-Plane or P3D, you can buy this and save spending that much money. And in my case, for instance, the only reason I would want to buy X-Plane mostly is for Felis Tupolev 154 and for the Antonov 26 that's coming out. Those are the only two things that really interest me in X-Plane, to be honest. I don't want to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on fucking scenery and that just to get two flyable planes. By the way, I know it's going to be loud, I need to be able to lean out and see where I'm going. The gauges are radiant paint, and so you need to turn the lights on to refresh the dials, otherwise they'll fade. We're going to open the oil coolers right up while we're on the ground so we don't cook the engines. Is there a taxiway down here? I hope there is. We can just cut across the grass if we need to. Be a turnaround bay and we'll backtrack. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Oh, there is a taxiway. Right there. Been on fire yet? No. We nearly overcooled the engines, but we haven't had a fire yet. Not today, anyway. I've only had one fire. It was on my first flight on short final. Best time for it, naturally. There can be. So there's different add-ons that can add progression. By default, there's challenges and activities and stuff, but there's different add-ons that you can get. And I think some of them are free that add like jobs that you can do. Like you can start your own airline. There isn't much. There's a little bit, but not much. I need to pick up FS Economy sometime soon. I've never got into it, but I like the idea of it quite a lot. Yeah, you can do that with FS Economy. We'll just park up here. box, put the parking brake on. We'll unload a bunch of our passengers, some of our mail. V4 Spy, thanks for the follow. What was I going to do? There was something I was going to do and I just completely blanked on what it was. So as you can see, they're actually unloading the plane. You can't see the little people, but you can see the equipment. You can also take the engine cowlings off to like service the engines, put oil pans under them, whatever. So it's pretty in-depth. You know what I find crazy? Go on, you tell. No. Don't cut to idle, by the way, or the engines decide to shut down on you when you're on the ground. So my chart light. There we go. Get rid of the wheel chocks, we'll just use the parking brakes to hold us at the moment. And I'm going to switch to a right tank. Or right auxiliary tank, and then we'll start draining the right main. Okay, looks like the passengers are done offloading, so we can get moving. Anyway, do tell me, Josh, what do you find crazy? FONB, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Gonna run this guy over. Bonk. Sort of. I did notice in some ways it is easier, but in others it's not much better, to be honest. Although that might be a settings thing like it is in DCS, it might be because I've got anti-aliasing and stuff on in War Thunder. plenty of runway for us. Feeding in a little bit of right rudder. She doesn't have much of a swing on takeoff. Just needs a little bit of rudder to counter it. Okay, tails up. And we are airborne. Wheels coming up. Once we're a little further up away from the tree line, I'm gonna bring the oil shutters closed slightly just so we don't overcool the engine again, because we know that's going to be an issue. So we will, shit, it's going to be dark down there. Bring them up to about there. And we'll probably close them more fully in a minute. Bring the revs back a touch. The engine. Let's climb. Put the gear handle back into neutral. And we can put away our landing lights. At this point, I think we will head up the coast. I did say that we would kill an engine, so we'll do that in just a moment. We won't like kill it, but we'll cut the mixture to it and feather the prop. So let's go ahead and... Mixture's still pretty low actually. Let's get rid of the left engine. So left engine's dying on us. We'll go ahead and hit left engine feather. And we should see that prop slow to a stop shortly. I just realized that's the engine with the generator on it. I am a dumbass. We'll restart it in a minute, if I can. There we go. That is our left prop feathered and engine shut down. So we'll give the right engine a bit more, just to keep us in the air, keep us in a little bit of a climb. But yeah, there you go. So it has fully feathering props. Go ahead, and I'm not entirely sure if we'll be able to get this restarted in the air. I haven't tried to restart an engine yet. It's going to go, whoops, I'm going to go full rich on the mixture at the moment. Can you dump fuel? No. Fuel dump wasn't really a thing at this point. You know, I am not actually sure. I think I unfeathered the left. I think. Looks like it. Yeah, we're getting draggy on the left, so it's unfeathered. Now I've got to figure out how to restart it. And the problem... There we go, that's how. I don't have split throttles though, so... engine. Get it windmilling nice and fast, and I don't know if I can mesh it like this. Yeah, see, it wants to wind up the flywheel, but like I can't. So I don't actually know how to restart it. I assume you can, there's probably a procedure, but I'm not sure what said procedure is. If we need to, we can loop back and land at the same airfield. Well, yeah, but the thing is, I'm not sure how to get it to actually get the, maybe if we prime it, actually. It shouldn't matter, because the fuel valve should be open. I do have the vertical throttle, but I'm using the left throttle as my prop pitch. I'm kind of reconsidering that now. I probably should be using it for the left engine, but that's how I've got it set up at the moment. Yeah, priming is not going to help. We've got the ignition on for the mags on the left side, it just doesn't want to fire. Because the ground procedure is to actually use the flywheel to inertia start it. I don't think it has an actual electrical starter. That's not catching. So we'll go ahead and we'll feather the left again. And we'll head back to the airfield, we'll land, we'll get the left engine restarted, and then we'll continue the flight. Oh, now it wants to start.